So here's all the words that end in father, G-H-T-E-R. Oh, daughter. Well, that's cool. See, I never realized that. And we say, oh, my son and daughter. Sons and daughters. Very cool. Fighter. Lamplighter. Laughter. My favorite word, practically. Niter, prize fighter, writer, citer, slaughters. Cool. Big time cool. Ay caramba. Alright. Save that list. So, save. Father words. Father ends in G-H-T-E-R. Huge, huge words. I like sorting numerically sometimes, but let's just kind of shoot from the hip here. God is certainly brighter. I like the word daughter. He's certainly our fighter, a freighter. Why not? Yeah, anything related to gunfighter, infighter, lamplighter, laughter. Huge. I love that. God is our lighter. That's what I started with. Moonlighter. What is? I mean, I'll have to look that one up. Nighter. Nighter. What would nighter mean? An all-nighter. That's kind of cool. Yeah, an all-nighter. Then you stay up and pray. And so all-nighter ends in Father. The whole point of an all-nighter is that you really draw near to the Father. Now, what would this do in the front then? This is going to be something cool because it's going to make an offset of 3. Yeah, 48. So all-nighter is going to parallel Father perfectly. Where plus 2's, yeah. Letter for letter, all-nighter parallels Father perfectly. But Father's on the end. That's amazing to me. Because that to me is amazing to me. Because Father equals night. Amazing. This Ni equals 23. And this ER equals 23. Wow. So Father gets the front and the back of the word nighter. Say, let's pull an all-nighter. Well, it's all about love. It's all drawing near to God. Amazing. Phenomenal. And I is 9 and R is double 9 and an N and E differ by 9. What is this center package then? 35. Yeah, it's waiting for... Amazing. Night equals Father and then the end equals Father. So you say, let's pull an all-nighter. As you should. An all-nighter. Disturbing. An all-nighter with the Father. That's how you get happy. It's not complicated. I was going to look up just if there is define like what does the word nighter actually mean? I just get all-nighter. Yeah, for studying you pull an all-nighter. I don't see a definition for nighter. I just see all-nighter. And then if you pull an all-nighter, pull an. Yeah, so there's a +1 there. And then the all-nighter is also... What's amazing to me is that pull an is offsets of 6s. And then all-nighter is also offsets of 6s. So, pull an all-nighter. Father, Father. Alright. Cool. I really like that. Laughter. You know, how, like when you pull an all-nighter, there's always laughter. So what's at the front of that? Amazingly, there's half a Father, or the center Father, 34 at the front of that. Laughter, like my favorite word. Lighter. Okay, what else has God ordained here? Plighter. What would that be defined as? Someone who creates plights? Plighting, plight. Oh, to pledge. Oh, well, that's my mistake. So the plighter is one that plights, engages, or pledges. Well, cool. That sounds somewhat like God the Father. A person who makes a pledge or promise. That sounds very much like God to me. A pleiter. That's pretty cool. And technically, when husband and wife get married, they are plighters. They are pledging to each other, and that's when they officially they're going to become a father and a mother biologically. So that's pretty cool. The pleiter ends in the great father. Huh. And it starts with PL, which is the dead center of father. Well, well, well. Pleiter. Huh. Amazingly, when you say plighters, then you get the 56 bonus, which I've seen everywhere on top of Father. Parallels Christ. Yeah, a plight. That's weird, because a plight is an unfortunate situation. But a plighter, a plight as a verb, it's also a noun, a solemn pledge as of faith. To promise or bind by us, to give one's pledge. Plight one's troth, to become engaged to marry, to give one's solemn oath. Cool. Okay, well. Promiser, pleiter, speaker. Now I'm just thinking of other words. It's speaker, promiser. Just want to check out the endings of some of these guys, just for fun here. Excuse me. Fascinating. I don't know. Declarer. That's not clear. Huh. Interesting. Prize fighter. That just goes with fighter. What's interesting, whatever. God is our fighter. He's our writer. He's the writer of every wrong. I like that. That's very significant because, see, this RI, this is amazing to me. Yeah, this to me, God is our Father, is our lighter. He's our writer, and He's our fighter. Isn't that awesome? Like, and the first letter is the only thing that changes. It differs by sixes. God, Father, fights for us. And by the way, all the enemies are spiritual. Like Paul said, it's like they're all demons and junk like that you have to pray against. God is our fighter. He's our lighter. And He's our writer. He writes our path. That is genius. The lighter, the writer, the fighter. Now, the only other letter that divides by 6 that would be exciter. Someone needs to come up with this word. Well, I just did. Exciter. There, that's the latest word for father. Exciter. It means someone that gets people excited. There you go. Here's a new word for the dictionary. It's called Xighterer. An exciter is someone that gets other people excited. Exciter equals 91 equals the Father. In order, the X plus the I at the front equals the rest equals Father. So I'm actually convinced that if you were to start a company with that brand, and the way you pronounce it is exciter. Exciter. Like, the products are exciting. You know, it's a clothing company. They're fast, fast, lightweight shoes or something. Or it's a type of shoe. The new Nike Exciter. It's lighter than anything else. So there you go. Well, let's complete the puzzle. Someone start a company called Exciter that equals the Father perfectly. It's gorgeous. It's delicious. It perfectly fits the bill with all these other words that God has ordained in history. God is our fighter. Father is our lighter. Father is our writer. Father is also our exciter. He gets people excited. There you go. And spell it like that. Xighterer equals the Father perfectly. Done. Fighter, lighter, writer, exciter. First he fights against your enemies, Then he lightens your load and enlightens your darkness intellectually. Then he rights your wrongs or sets you on the right path. And then he gets you excited about everything that you're doing everywhere. Okay, interesting. That's pretty amazing. Cider. All right, that's a good one. Slaughter. On Judgment Day, God the Father is going to be in charge of the slaughter, which is mind-blowing. Slighter. I went stepdaughter, straighter. Ooh, yeah, straighter. Tighter. Yeah, more efficient. Twiniter. A waiter. That's a weird spelling of a word, waiter. I've never seen that. Maybe weightier. Waiter is apparently the force that gravitation exerts upon a body, equal to the mass of the body times the local acceleration of gravity. No, I think it's coming up with the word weight. One that weights specifically. A waiter, someone who deals with weights. There's an urban definition. A person who is chosen by you to carry the weights to or from the gym area. Okay, I'm willing to take that. A waiter, someone who lifts weights. Why not? Why not? Lifts weights. Someone who plays with weights is a waiter. Spelled like that. Which school did you go to? Well, the gym school. Oh, I'm a waiter. Good stuff. Okay. That's wonderful. No, I really do love it. I love weightlifting myself a ton. Twin-nighter. What is... define twin-nighter. A twin-night doubleheader? Twine-night doubleheader? A doubleheader in which the first game begins late in the afternoon and the second game in the evening under the lights. Oh, okay. A baseball doubleheader. Oh, okay. A twine-nighter. A twine-nighter. A doubleheader. Interesting. Well, okay. If you're led by, okay, I don't know. Pleiter, one that pledges. Okay, some good stuff. Fascinating. All right, we're hot on the trail. Interestingly, the phrase double header does end in father as well. Now, I'm not saying that you should go out and do that or watch that, but I'm just marveling how. I mean, you can pull a double header in any kind of loving activity that God, leads you to do with whoever. Perhaps it's a prayer session or whatever. It's a study session, whatever. Pull a double header. I just marvel at how those letters end in father, 58. And it's a great offset. It's 100 in total. A double header. It's kind of like, you're so in love with something that you do it again. It's like, you get the idea. Okay, so that's interesting to me. Now, a triple header would also end in father because it's just borrowing a triple header. In fact, a quadruple header. Because you're just ending in the LE, which is the 17 points you need on top of header to equal father. And this is actually disturbing to me because this equals the dead center. This is mind-blowing. This is theology here. It's like, why do you think God has ordained this to be the way? Look, these center equal the center of father, and this LR everywhere equals the bookends of father. All dividing by 6, just like the F and the R in father. And then you have your A in the center, your H in the center, your E in the center, and then the rest equals the T. Whatever I didn't point out there, the D and a pair of, oh no, because the 6 offset from the L, yeah. But that's a quadruple header, quintuple header. So a triple header, a double header. All of these end in father quite astonishingly. Okay. So God might lead you to pull a double header of something for his pleasure and glory, or a triple header. Well, Father gets the last word on both of these things, so I'm just here to marvel at the data And you can draw your own conclusions. You ask God yourself about all this. What is the official running term of a doubleheader? Baseball, probably. Just a sporting event in which two games or contests are played in succession at the same venue, typically between the same teams or players. It also means a train pulled by two locomotives coupled together. Sounds like a husband and wife, doesn't it? That's pretty awesome. A doubleheader is a train. We see these in British Columbia all the time. A train pulled by two locomotives coupled together. It sounds like a husband and wife pulling the kids, doesn't it? A train pulled by two locomotives. There, teamwork. I like that definition of a doubleheader. A train pulled by two locomotives coupled together. That's a doubleheader. Now you can have a triple header. Get three locomotives on there. All right. Okay. But the whole idea is that Father's on the last word here. You're just like, so what does Father think about a doubleheader? You're just like, well, if God leads you to watch a doubleheader, to perform a doubleheader in sport for the sake of love, perhaps, maybe you should do that. I don't know. Ask God. I'm just here to present the data. I'm like, this is hilarious. This is a term that apparently has only come around since the 1950s, the doubleheader. And then triple header, what is that definition? A program consisting of 3 consecutive games, contests, or events. Typically sports, a set of 3 games, but it could be any event, any activity that you do thrice. So triple header may refer to a baseball triple header, a television triple header, a triple header, a train that has triple heading a train. What? I can't believe there's an actual Wikipedia diagram for this. So double heading. Double heading indicates the use of 2 locomotives in the front, each operated individually by its own crew. It's most common with steam locomotives, with diesel. Wow, there's actually studies done on the advantages and disadvantages. There's something actually quite goosebumpy about seeing that. Like, look at that. This is an old-fashioned truss bridge, and there's 2 steam locomotive engines pulling together. You're just like, our God is plural. Like, there's something goosebumpy about the double header. Like, just stare at that and kind of feel yourself getting some goosebumps. It's a double header. It's a double header. Like, more bang for your buck. 2 better than 1. You know, our God is plural. He's 3 persons. But when you say double header, it ends in Father perfectly. This is ingenious. I'm like, we've just solved that's like the coolest thing ever. A double header. 2 locomotives are better than 1. You're just like, why not 3? Well, they do 3. Well, what are the advantages of this? Look at this. Like, that is like the coolest thing you've never seen. Like, I've never seen that in real life. Not steam locomotives. Look at that. They even got the coal car in there. It's a double header, for crying out loud. And it ends in Father. You're just like, shut my mouth and call me a genius. That is brilliant. That's what you call the double header. You know, husband, wife, Father, Christ. You're just like, okay, it's a triune God. It's a plural world. All right. So, double heading is practiced for... They got the list of advantages and disadvantages. The physics behind all this. Wow. Yeah, the most common reason is for additional power. Yes, it's for going uphill and stuff like that. It's also used on passenger trains. Also, if you're trying to get this locomotive to the yard where he's needed for something else, obviously. Double heading is used when one locomotive but would not be fast enough to maintain the schedule. More rarely, certain companies have used double heading to guarantee a service. Yeah, if one engine failed, yeah. So, are you kidding me? There's a railway in England that advertises an annual day when all of its passenger trains are double-headed all day, both steam and diesel. That is to the glory of Father, because double-header equals, this is disturbingly awesome. So, double-header ends in Father. There's something satisfying about going deep and really milking something to the extreme. Like, we liked it once, let's do it twice. We liked it twice, let's do it thrice. We liked it thrice, let's do it. It's just like unbelievable. So the word satisfaction ends in Father. There you go. Don't you just want to jump on that thing? There it is. There it is. Get a second locomotive in front of that thing, call it the double header to the glory of the Father, and sing your head off. All right. The Romney Hythe and Dymchurch Railway. Are you kidding me? It's a mini railway? What? No. It's the smallest public railway in the world? Oh, yeah, it is. It's a mini. What? It's like a mini track? Anyways, you can dig in on this. I do like trains. 1927. What on earth? It travels throughout England. And it's like a mini train? It's a bloody mini train. It's a bloody mini train in 1962. This is a photo from 1962. The guy's taller than the train. I have to ride this thing at some point. That is hilarious. It's a train, and the guy's taller than it, but it's like the perfect size. This is better than the Disneyland train. Honestly, the Disneyland train should be this size. This is hilarious. This is hilarious. Full steam. The thing is... Now, full steam is an awesome set of letters that parallels Father. Full steam ahead. Genius. I cannot believe my eyes. So, okay, so it's the double header. What else? Okay, so we talked about this. Oh my gosh. In the UK, double heading is used to provide redundancy for all trains hauling nuclear flasks. Usually to or from Sellafield, apparently the nuclear plant. For safety and security reasons, trains carrying nuclear waste cannot be allowed to be left standing after a breakdown. So that's why they have two locomotives carrying the nuclear flasks. Ugh. Wagon with transport camp containing a nuclear waste flask. Disturbing. It was a shipping container that is used to transport active nuclear material between nuclear power stations and spent fuel reprocessing facilities. Crazy. Wow. That's creepy. So anything with nuclear stuff in it. This is not being pulled by a second train. This is a violation of their protocol, apparently. It's not a double header, though it should be. Unless that's an engine on the back. It could be. Now this is like a test crash. Anyways. Okay, so hauling nuclear stuff. Anyways, okay. Yeah, exactly. That's yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's no longer used that much, but it is remarkable. Interesting. So it's not exactly happening. Oh yeah, and then a push-pull train. Cool. All right. Well, that's the scoop on the phrase double header and triple header. Fascinating. All right. Well, that was cool. Amazing.